Hello all, I am the Holland Phantom, and for today's video we're going to be having a live battle from the 2011 format. On one side, we've got the MagneBoar deck as used by David Cohen, the Masters Division World Champion of that year, going up against the Stage 1 Rush deck, also known as the MegaZorD deck. So we'll see which of these two decks can take the victory today. But before we begin, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and to my Twitter account at Holland_Phantom so you don't miss out on any new Pokemon TCG content. And now with that out of the way, let's get into the battle. And here we go, the battle has started with both players flipping over their starting Pokemon. On the Emboar side, we've got Magnemite as the active Pokemon, and on the Donphan side, we've got Zoroark as the active Pokemon. The Emboar side is going first, putting a Reshiram onto the bench and then attaching a Fire Energy to the active Magnemite, followed by the item card Pokemon Communication, swapping out a Magneton from the hand for any Pokemon from the deck. And the one chosen is going to be Cleffa coming down onto the player's bench. It does have a free attack to let the player possibly shuffle away their hand and draw some new cards. And it looks like that's what's going to be happening. Magnemite's going to be paying the retreat cost to promote Cleffa. And there's the attack, Eek! The player shuffles away their hand to draw 6 new cards, and then Cleffa does fall asleep, which activates his Pokebody's sweet sleeping face. So as long as Cleffa remains asleep, it cannot be damaged. There's the cards being drawn. And then turn passes over to the Donphan side. Here's the coin flip between turns, and it is tails, so Cleffa remains asleep. Okay, let's see what the other side can do for their first turn. Pokemon Collector comes down as the supported card, searching the deck for up to 3 basic Pokemon to add to the hand. And then we see a Phanpy being chosen, along with a Yanma, and a second Yanma. So 3 Pokemon on the bench so far. They do have to wait a turn before they can start evolving. A Fighting-type energy comes down to the active Zoroark. And that's going to be it. No attack coming through. In between turns, the player flips a coin to see if Cleffa wakes up. And it's another tail, so nothing's going to be happening. Okay, over to the Emboar side's next turn. Magnemite evolves into Magneton. And then a Fire energy comes down to the Reshiram. Oh, and that's going to be it. No more cards to play. They don't have any supporters to use. Here's a coin flip. And that time, it is heads. Cleffa does wake up, which means that it can be damaged by attacks. Back over to the other side, Phanpy evolves into Donphan, and one of the Yanma evolves into Yanmega. Donphan gets a Fighting-type energy to power up its Earthquake attack, and then Zoroark retreats to promote one of the Yanmega. Yanmega has a Pokebody called Insight, and then activates when both players have the same number of cards in their hand, so it can attack for free. So the player uses Copycat to copy the same number of cards as their opponent. And now they can take the first KO. There's the attack Sonic Boom, knocking out Cleffa and taking the first prize of the game. Okay, on the other side, Reshiram comes up as a new active Pokemon and needs 1 more energy to start using its first attack. Let's see what they can do. Yeah, there's the second Fire Energy. The first attack is Outrage, hitting for 20 damage plus 10 more damage for each damage counter on Reshiram. The player activates a Junk Arm, discarding 2 cards from their hand for any trainer card from the discard pile. And the player chooses Pokemon Communication once again, swapping out a Tepig from the hand for any Pokemon from the deck. The chosen Pokemon is going to be a Magnezone to evolve the benched Magneton, and now the player has access to the Magnetic Draw ability to refresh their hand. Okay, there's the ability activating. The player can draw until they have 6 cards in their hand. Let's see if they get any supporter cards, or more Pokemon to put onto the bench. And yes, there we see a Tepig coming down, and a second one! There's the attack Outrage, hitting for 20 damage. Back over to the Donphan side. Another Phanpy comes down onto the bench. The second Yanma evolves into another Yanmega, and then Phanpy gets a Fighting-type energy. And there's the free attack. It's going to be Sonic Boom, hitting for 70 damage. Which is going to power up the Outrage attack. So we're going to be seeing a KO on this Yanmega. A Lightning-type energy comes down to the bench Magnezone on the Emboar side. And there's Magnetic Draw once again to draw some more cards out of the deck. And there's the supporter, Pokemon Collector, to search the deck for up to 3 basic Pokemon to add to the hand. The player's going to be choosing another Cleffa, another Magnemite, and another Reshiram. But they only have space on their bench for just 2 of these Pokemon. Okay, the Cleffa comes down to the bench, along with the Magnemite. And there's the attack, Outrage, to take the KO against Yanmega. Now both players are tied, 5 prizes remaining apiece. The second Yanmega comes into the active spot now. And let's see if the player can take the KO this turn. There's a Pokemon Collector, searching for 3 more basic Pokemon out of the deck. And the player chooses a Bouffalant, another Zorua, and another Yanma. All 3 cards are going to be coming down, going to the player's hand, and none of them get benched. There's the attack, Sonic Boom, to take the KO against Reshiram, and that is the second prize card taken by the Donphan side. Cleffa comes up as a new active Pokemon for the Emboar side now, and now the player activates Rare Candy. Rare Candy evolves the Magnemite into a second Magnezone. Now they have access to 2 magnetic draws. There we see a Junk Arm coming down, discarding a Tepig and a Fire Energy for any trainer card from the discard pile. And it's going to be Pokemon Communication once again. The player's going to be swapping out their Reshiram from their hand for any Pokemon from the deck. Let's see what they get this time. It's going to be Emboar this time. So the player might have a second Rare Candy in their hand. And there it is, Rare Candy to evolve one of the Tepig into Emboar. Emboar has the ability Inferno Fandango to attach as many fire energies as they want from their hand. There's the ability activating, attaching a fire energy to the first Magnezone. And there we see Magnetic Draw to draw some more cards out of the deck. Did they get any more fire energies to use? There's the Pokemon Communication, swapping out Magnezone from the hand for any Pokemon from the deck. And it's going to be the Reshiram. And with Emboar on the field, as long as the player has 3 fire energy in their hand, they can power up the blue flare. And there's the energy retrieval, getting back 2 of the discarded fire energies. So as long as the player has a third one in hand, they can take the KO this turn. There's the Inferno Fandango. Let's see how many energies go down. And then it's going to be the 3 energy to fully power up this Reshiram in one turn. Okay, so off to a pretty good start. There's the second Magnetic Draw, drawing some more cards out of the deck. And now Cleffa's going to be retreating to promote the Reshiram. And looks like they had a really good turn this turn. There's the attack, Blue Flare, discarding 2 fire energy to take the KO against Yanmega, and both sides are tied at 4 prizes remaining apiece. Let's see what else the Donphan side can do. Speaking of which, Donphan comes into the active spot now. Another Yanma comes down onto the bench, followed by a Bouffalant. The Zorua gets a double colorless energy attached. And there's Pokemon Reversal, it requires a coin flip, so let's see what the player gets. Oh, and it's going to be Tails, so it does nothing. Oh, but the player has the second one. Here's the second coin flip. And that one is heads, so they choose the benched Magnezone with the energy to drag into the active spot. It is weak to fighting-type Pokemon, so Donphan can hit it for 120 damage with Earthquake. And if the player has the plus power in their hand, they can take the one-hit KO. So there we see Professor Oak's new theory to shuffle away the hand and draw 6 brand new cards. If the player draws a plus power, they can immediately knock out this Magnezone. Let's see what they can do. Oh, but they didn't draw into it. Earthquake hits for 120 damage and also does 10 damage to every benched Pokemon on the Donphan side. This Magnezone is down to just 20 HP remaining. On the Emboar side, there we see another Inferno Fandango, attaching 2 fire energy onto Reshiram, so it's fully powered up. And then we see Professor Oak's new theory to shuffle away the player's hand to draw another 6 cards. There's the cards being drawn. Let's see if they have a way to retreat or switch out this Magnezone to promote the Reshiram. A Lightning Energy comes down to the second Magnezone now. And there's Pokemon Communication, swapping out Magnemite from the hand for... which Pokemon do they need now? Okay, it's going to be the Pignite, evolving the second Tepig now, giving it more HP. There's the first Magnetic Draw, drawing some more cards out of the deck, filling up their hand until they have 6 cards. Oh, and it looks like Magnezone is going to be attacking. There's the attack, Lost Burn, burning away 4 energy cards, hitting for 160 damage to take the one-hit KO against Donphan. And now the Emboar side has taken the lead, 3 prizes to 4. Yanma comes up as a new active Pokemon for the Donphan side, and there's no evolved Pokemon on that side. They're on the back foot. There we see Professor Juniper discarding the hand to draw 7 brand new cards. They need some evolutions. Let's see what they can get. Okay, that's a good start. Yanma evolves into Yanmega. And there's Pokemon Communication, swapping out Bouffalant from the hand for any evolution from the deck, so they might get another Donphan. Yeah, there's a second Donphan coming down to take the KO against his Magnezone. Unless Yanmega can attack this turn. Okay, no, it's going to be retreating to promote the Donphan. So Donphan is going to be the one to take the KO this turn. There's the attack, Earthquake. Knocking out Magnezone and taking the 3rd prize. So far, both sides have been pretty even this entire game. Cleffa comes back up as a new active Pokemon. And there's the supporter card, Fisherman, getting back 4 basic energy cards from the discard pile. There's 2 fire energies. And another 2 fire energies. 4 fires total, to be accelerated by the Inferno Fandango. And with all this energy in play, they should be able to take the one-hit KO using Magnezone's Lost Burn attack. There we see 3 energy coming down to Reshiram. Oh, but it's going to be Reshiram coming into the active spot. The player does not want to send any more energies to the Lost Zone. There's Blue Flare, discarding 2 fire energies. And it's only going to be hitting for 100 damage because of Donphan's Pokebody Exoskeleton, protecting it from 20 damage. On the Donphan side, Zorua evolves into Zoroark, and there's a Pokemon reversal. Here's the coin flip. And it's going to be an immediate heads, so the second Magnezone gets dragged into the active spot. Does the player have a plus power to knock this Pokemon out? Yes, they do! Increasing the attack power of Earthquake to 70 times 2 for exactly 140 damage. Easy, one-hit KO. Donphan has retaken the lead. There we see Cleffa coming back up. And there's Twins, the really good supporter card. It can only be activated if they're behind on the prize race, but the player can choose any 2 cards from their deck to add to their hand. There's the 2 cards being chosen. They don't have to reveal them to their opponent. And let's see what they got. This Donphan does have 10 HP remaining. And let's see what's going to be the attacker this turn. There's Inferno Fandango attaching a fire energy to Reshiram. So with only 2 energy, it can only attack with Outrage, but Outrage doesn't do any damage thanks to the Exoskeleton. Okay, there's the manual attachment. It's going to be a Rescue Energy. It might have to be a Blue Flare. There's the attack. And yeah, the energy is going to be discarded. Blue Flare for just 10 damage. But that did secure the KO. Both sides are tied at 2 prizes remaining apiece now. Yanmega comes up as a new active Pokemon. And then double colorless energy comes down to the bench Bouffalant, followed by Pokemon Communication, swapping out a Zorua from the hand for Pokemon from the deck. The player chooses another Bouffalant to add to their hand now. Okay, let's see if they're going to be putting it onto the bench. No, they just wanted to get it out of the deck so they can discard it with Professor Juniper discarding their hand to draw 7 brand new cards. Okay, let's see what they got. If they have a plus power, they can take the KO using Zoroark's attack this turn. Yanmega retreats. Yeah, there's Zoroark coming up. It does have the double colorless energy to power up its Foul Play attack. And there's the plus power. Just enough to take the one-hit KO. There's Foul Play, letting it copy Blue Flare, hitting for 120 damage, plus 10 more with the plus power to take the one-hit KO against Reshiram. And the Donphan side is down to just 1 prize remaining. They only have to knock out 1 Pokemon to win this game. On the Emboar side, there we see another Twins, getting another 2 cards out of the deck. They still have to take 2 more prizes to win this game. Let's see what they can do. Oh, and it's going to be their big Pokemon, Rayquaza and Deoxys Legend. There's Energy Retrieval, getting some energy out of the discard pile, and this should be the game. Rayquaza and Deoxys have an ability that when they take a KO, they can take an extra prize card. So there should be enough to take the final 2 prizes. Yeah, Rayquaza and Deoxys is going to be coming into the active spot. They do need 4 energy to attack. 2 fires, 1 lightning, and a colorless. But with the Inferno Fandango, they should be able to pull it off. Yeah, there's all the energy, and there's the final attack, Ozone Buster, to take the final 2 prizes. And there's the handshake. Emboar is your winner. So what did you guys think of that battle? Let me know down in the comments below. And be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video to help this channel grow and reach new viewers. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, this is the Holland Phantom logging out.